This video is part 3 in the instructional video series of acrylic painting techniques. In this video, I'm going to talk about blending as you're blocking in. So if you have a plan and you're clearly going to have spaces that will have gradients or different tones and colors that smoothly blend together, you can always do this as you block the spaces of color in. You can use a little bit of glazing liquid or some extending fluid to make the paint last longer as you do this. Doing this may save you some time later. However, it isn't totally necessary, as you can just generalize color spaces at first, and then if the blending doesn't work out perfectly as you do this, you can always work on that later with another layer after it's already dry. So the next video will show you how to add blending and shading of areas that have already dried, but this is how to blend as you block the spaces in. I know that my background area I want to be pretty dark. I'm making some Kong's black right here with some ultramarine and burnt sienna. And I can mix it with some extender. You don't want to use too much of this, just a tiny little bit, but that will make it last longer as I blend it into these areas. I want to make the background darker down here and a little lighter as it goes up, so I can distinguish between this lighter foreground space. So I'm just going to start out by filling that space in with the dark. Again, this should last a little while before it dries because I've added that extender to it. Now before this dries, rinse my brush out really quickly. I'm trying to make a light gradient at top coming down. So I'm gonna get just a little bit of white paint here and I'm gonna try to blend it into that top bit. And you'll notice that it mixes with the other paint as I bring it down. And if I wanted to, I wouldn't have to worry about that window right now. I can add it in later. If it's not quite light enough at the top, I can still add more because it's still wet. Notice that as I go down, it blends with the original tone, so sometimes I gotta get even more paint. For the cylinder, I'll start with a grayish tone, kind of a middle gray. And while it's still wet, I'm going to have a light source coming from that way, so first I could add a highlight of white along that side that blends in. It'll probably be darkest around here where it's farthest from that light source, so also going to blend in some of this black. Not too much though, a little bit goes a long way here. And you can just keep building those layers up.